What's up, everyone? Welcome to a True Underground Story podcast. I'm the host, Timmy Burner. Today I'm with Original Spaz.
What up, everybody?
So tell me a bit about yourself. Where are you from?
Shit, I come from Sydney, Ohio, a little small town, probably about 30, 40 minutes north from Dayton. Started rapping with my brother when I was probably like 11, 12 years old, and, been grinding and hustling ever since then. I started taking it real serious about 2-3 years ago, back when this club up here in Sydney called the Phoenix opened up, and Off the Books, me and my dude, the CEO of Off the Books Entertainment or Off the Books Productions, got the chance to help run the Phoenix out there, the club. So started taking music serious about 2-3 years ago, but we jumping now. Trying to, at least, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. What was your childhood like growing up there in Sydney?
Me and my brother, Shroom Vibes, he's an artist too. Make sure y'all go check him out on all platforms. But we didn't have, the normal childhood. We went through some shit, parents and whatnot being on drugs and bouncing around from home to home. But, it made us who we are. And, I loved, I'm not mad about it. I actually love the fact because, like I said, it made me who I am and I can tell people my story and whatnot. But, yeah, man, growing up, went through some shit, with parents and everything, but made me who I am, so I'm better for it.
So you said you started rapping around the age of 12 with your brother, and then kind of really took it real serious about 2 to 3 years ago. How did you come about your stage name, Original Spaz?
Well, it was actually funny because, like, my brother's name is Shroom Vibes, so, at first, being his little brother and everything, I kind of wanted to go off him. So at first, my first rap name was actually Fun Guy. So I went by that for a little bit and everything, but it just wasn't sticking. And then, growing up and everything, I was getting in trouble, and I used to be in fights and all the time. So, motherfuckers just called me Spaz. And with the original part, I hang around. I'm gonna keep it $150. I hang around a lot of older blacks, and they say when it comes to white artists, they all sound the same and everything. So I try to sound different when it comes to that, category, and I kind of want to be the, original with it. So I try to, be original with everything I do and keep it like that. So, original just kind of fell in there.
What was some of the music you kind of grew up listening to, whether it was by like the stuff your parents had you listening to or shit you and your brother kind of seeked out on your own?
Growing up, like childhood wise, when I was young, I wasn't into like music much. I wasn't even into listening to it. I was more of, an active kid just outside. I wasn't listening to music. But when I started really getting into music and started getting an ear for it and shit, the first like big artist and person I really started fucking with, and my GOAT personally, is E-40. So I draw a lot of inspiration from like West Coast. When I first started rapping, it was on West Coast beats, West Coast instrumentals. So E-40, of course, Pac. You got Too Short in there, inspirations like that. But for real, like I like fucking with, old school R&B, the Isley Brothers, Zapp and Roger, music like that. Like that's like usually that's my go-to. Just listening if I'm cruising or something, like that's my go-to. You know what I'm saying, to listen to. Doobie, like I used to listen to Doobie growing up back in high school. I don't know if you've heard of Doobie.
Yeah.
From SCFMG, the label, and it's crazy because I went from listening to Doobie to about 2 years ago. We had I told you about the Phoenix. We had a Halloween show at the Phoenix called the Halloween Horror Show, and we actually booked Crash Melody and Doobie. And so, like I said, it was probably like 3-4 years after I got out of high school, and I actually got to book one of the people who I used to listen to in high school. So that was a good, nice little memory I got and everything. But yeah, Doobie, West Coast vibes really, and old school R&B is what I listen to. You know what I'm saying? I fucks with Dirk too, though. For sure.
So, I don't know what your relationship is with your parents because of the way your childhood was and stuff, but what do your friends and family think of the music you make?
Oh, well, actually, like nowadays, my, shout out to my mom, Mama Spaz and everything. She clean and everything now. She doing good. My relationship with them is actually really good. But, with the people around me, I'm, like I said, I kick it with old school generation people. So I try to, I try to surround myself with people who's going to keep it real with me. So if I make a song and they think it's ass, or they think it's trash, then they gonna tell me. But if they think it's good, so it just depends on the material that I'm coming with at the time to show them. But they ain't they ain't gonna hold no punches, hold their tongue back. So it just depends on the content. But most of the time they love it. You know what I'm saying? Supporting it 100%, even if they don't vibe with the song 100%. You know what I'm saying?
So earlier you had mentioned Off the Book Studio, and that you and as to was that you said is the other CEO. How did you guys come about creating your own studio and label?
Well, yeah, Off the Books Productions. It was actually the guy. Like I said, I was bouncing from home to home, and the guy who actually got my brother out of the streets when he was young actually didn't adopt me, but he got custody of me. You know what I'm saying? So the guy who got custody of me, shout out Big Mike. He's the CEO. He saw that me and my brother was trying to do this music thing, and he got behind us. He was the first one who actually got me in a studio to record a song, and then my brother ended up going to prison for a couple years, and we just put our heads together and came up with this Off the Books thing, Off the Books Productions, and one thing led to another. Now it's a record label. About a year ago, we actually signed our first artist, Alizé. He dropped a EP called Lethal on all platforms, and then here recently, probably about the beginning of the year, around January, we actually got our own building in downtown Sydney called Off the Books Studios and Private Lounge. Here probably in I say, give us about 3 months, and our studio, like engineering for mixing and mastering, will be up all the way 100%. We'll also be doing production work for beats, and so we're gonna be doing that's all gonna be up. The studio itself probably in about 3 months. We're gonna have merchandise. I don't know if you've ever heard of them, but the Highway brand, they travel from here to Texas to Florida traveling. We're actually going to be doing a partnership with them where they're going to be doing our merch. We're going to be selling it out the building. And then the lounge area is like a private lounge. We're also partnered in with Odd Lotus Media. They be doing our videos and all our film and everything we need for that. They're doing a video for my Spaz Out song, April 8th. Hopefully it drops hopefully in May, June area. But yeah, man, it's just with Off the Book Studios, it's just a work in progress. But the people, if you ask somebody like Smiley G, you've had Andy D on here, Thrizzy has actually recorded a bunch of my music. They can tell you themselves, man, a lot of people have told me recently, like, we've come a long way, and how I look at it is we can only go further. So, we got big moves coming too.
Well, that actually led me to my next question. How did you and Thrizzy get linked up? Was it the Sydney connection? Because I know he's like from that area too.
Well, actually, it's crazy because, like I said, with the Phoenix thing, so I was going through this court thing. Back when I was 18, my house ended up getting raided and everything. So not going to go into details on that. But so I was going through a court case, and June 5th, me and the CEO of Off the Books, our court date was like June 12th. So June 5th of, I want to say either 2020 or 2021, we was having like a going home or going away party for us. Yeah. Well, the person at the venue at the Phoenix, whose venue it actually was, ended up renting it out the same day to Thrizzy. So I didn't really know Thrizzy at the time, and so we wasn't trying to do like our party with him. So we actually did a block party at our house in our backyard, and we probably had, we did it on the same day. We probably had 250, 300 people in our backyard for the block party, and Thrizzy, there was a fight end up at Thrizzy's show, so some people end up coming here, and I end up hitting Thrizzy up after that because I heard about his show at the Phoenix, and then I go and record two songs with him, Spaz Out and Double Cross Me. And the first time I met him, he was like, "Hey, you trying to hop on this song?" I hopped on a song 2 different lives with him, and they put me on his album, and then I've been going to the record music there ever since. So it was literally just by chance, just a 1 in 1,000 chance that he happened to want to rent the Phoenix, and we was wanting to throw a show there the same day, and it just got mixed up, and yeah. Good dude, though. Good dude. Definitely, any artist, definitely go check him out for graphic design and mixing and mastering, because he definitely, like, when it comes to mixing and mastering, to me, that's the GOAT around here. Like, a lot of people say GOAT, but to be a GOAT, you got to put in work, and Thrizzy, he definitely a GOAT. So shout out him.
So did you end up meeting Andy D through Thrizzy, or did you and Andy D already know each other?
Yeah, I didn't meet him through Thrizzy. He was at the Thrizzy show, and we heard about each other. And then a little bit after that block party, we ended up not going to, the court thing. We ended up getting to stay home. So I had we ended up getting probation. So I had a birthday party for myself on July 19th later on that year, and it was really like a artist showcase because what we did was off the books had it to where we got 3 different judges and we got some trophies printed up. And for the best performance of the night, we was handing out trophies. Andy D was one of the performances, and I just chopped it up from there. And me and Andy D, for real, like me and him was real close. We have a bunch of songs that are unreleased and recorded together, and we've spent a lot of time performing with each other and on the road with each other. That's my dude. Him and another person who I mess with heavy, Big Chief 420. Want to give him a shout out real fast. Make sure you everybody go check him out on all platforms. He's a great dude. He runs his own like record label, trying to up and start that, called House of Chief. He finna go into surgery for a couple months, so he won't be able to actually perform music.
Me and him talked about it in the chat one day.
Yeah, he real good people. So shout out him. Yeah, we was actually me and Big Chief, and my brother Shroom, the other artist on Off the Books and our CEO. We actually just went up to Sandusky this last weekend on Saturday and performed up there. And I'll tell you what, them people up there in Sandusky know how to show love to artists, because it was nothing but love and support that I was getting up there. So shout out everybody in Sandusky and Aaron Mac, because they was the ones who got us up there. So definitely a good crowd up there.
So you've got like your own podcast, Vibin with Ohio.
Yes, sir.
What made you decide to do that? Because I know it's not just a podcast. You guys also do like music reviews and stuff. What made you decide to kind of create that lane too?
Well, to be honest with you, that's crazy that you said a music review, because when we first started, the whole purpose of it was I was seeing all these podcasts, because I used to send my track. Well, I still do. I send my tracks in them. So I was seeing all these music reviews, and it was kind of downplaying the songs, and they was finding reasons why the song was bad, if you know what I mean. So when I made Vibin with Ohio, I kind of made it to vibe with Ohio. It was in the name. It was just, I wanted to listen to people's songs and vibe with it. And I'm not going to point out the bad things. I'm going to point out the things that I like. Even if I'm not feeling the song, I'm going to tell you the things that I was feeling, you know what I'm saying? So, and then it kind of grew into something it was crazy, because towards the middle of it, it grew into something that it wasn't, where I was doing track reviews and everything. And then towards the end, it kind of got back to where it was. But as you know, just a vibing session. But coming up here soon on April 4th, we're actually starting back up season 2. Season 2, episode 1 is going to be hosted by me, and it's going to be featuring Big Bino. And season 2, I want to take it a little bit different with not just music. I want to branch out and do the business side. I want to interview local business owners. I'd be interested with doing something like this for you on my podcast. And then also I'm experimenting with this thing here recently with a radio station. So people who send in their tracks to Vibin with Ohio, I'll have also a radio station, Vibin with Ohio radio station, to where they can get their songs played on that. You know what I'm saying? And it's just because the main thing about it is why I made it is it's support. I know what it's like to have no followers and have no fans and have no supporters. So that's the main reason I made it, was to support other people. Like my dude, Big Mike, the CEO, like I call him, he be yelling at me and getting, saying it gets on his nerves that I don't promote my own music on there. But like I told him, I didn't make it for me. You know what I'm saying? And shout out all my supporters and fans and everybody who's been dedicated since day one on that. It was, I want to say last year, February or January, when I created it. Yeah, it went from just me to, just me having 2 or 3 people in there to me, Smiley G, Crucial Hendrix, and Mo Better all hosting it. So shout out them to my co-host for season 1. Yeah, man, it was just, support. Yeah,
what would you say has been the hardest thing for you as an artist?
The hardest thing, probably getting the support. Like it's one thing to have, and when I say support, like when I say support, I really want to stress this. Like, it took me a while to learn the real definition of a person supporting you, and it to me, it's just one of them things. Like you need a team around you. To me, to me, in music, you need a team around you, and you need to invest. And if you don't have the right people around you supporting you the right way, you can have people around you supporting you, telling you, oh, your music's fire. But like I said, I want them people around me who's going to tell me if my music's not fire. That's, support to me. Or supporters who are actually going to come out and say we're down at like my building, like the building we just got. If we're having a show or something like that and we're charging $3 to get in, I don't expect someone to come there and complain about $3, because to me that's showing the support. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's just because light bills ain't free and rent ain't free, but it's just that support. And then the fans, if you make good music and you stay consistent, the fans will come. But finding them real loyal ones and your real like support group is hard to find. So I feel like that's one of the hardest things. And I want to, with that being said, I want to give a big shout out to my CEO, Big Mike, and holding it down since day one. So, yeah.
So to counter that, what would you say has been the most rewarding for you as an artist?
Rewarding, supporting others. You feel me? And like so I don't know. To me, it's the most rewarding thing. I got to think about that. It's just the feeling of it. You know what I'm saying? Like if I throw a show at our building and it's packed, people in there jamming, and I'm usually cooking, bartending, and DJing all at the same time. So I'm like controlling the vibe of the session. If I see everybody having a good time, that feeling it gets me. It's like kind of like the same feeling if I'm up there on the stage performing. It's just that feeling that the certain moments give me, you know what I'm saying? And that's, to me, that's the biggest reward. And support. If a motherfucker, the biggest reward to me is getting support from somebody, you know what I'm saying? Because that's, like I said, one of the hardest things, or the most rewarding things, and the most hardest thing to get. So it's just kind of, circle.
Who are some artists that you currently like have in your rotation, and who would you say is probably your favorite artist at the moment?
Ooh. All right. So if we was talking like mainstream, I'm probably say right now current artists. I'm probably with music thing. That's like asking your favorite song. It's hard to tell. You can't just have one favorite song. So like it's just a feeling thing. So right now I say like Lil Durk. I'm feeling. If I was to listen to Lil Durk, Kodak, but another thing too, I listen to a lot of local. So some local music that I like listening to: Big Bino, Spyro. I don't know if you've heard of Spyro, but he has some real good
Spyro. Yeah, C-Money Baby's little brother.
Yes, sir. I've actually recorded one of his songs. I do a little engineering myself and everything, and his song "Painkillers" on SoundCloud, I recorded myself. But yeah, Spyro. I like C-Money Baby a little bit. I'm not hit to him like everybody else is around here. I don't really listen to him like that, but he gets a couple spins. Big Chief. I mean, I listen to people who, for real, who I'm around. Smiley G, Key Money Music out of Columbus. It's like there's a whole crew out of Columbus who I mess with. Key Money, Gutta Bear. You got Pootie Go Nutty, DP. All of them, they're like my whole Columbus crew. Actually, April 29th, we got something planned for Big Mike's birthday. It's actually the 3rd. Will be his birthday bash 3.0, and it'll be headlined by Key Money Music and her crew, Crucial Hendrix, and Lambo Swerve. But yeah, just when it comes to, I listen to a lot of local music. So when it comes to local thing, anybody who I mess with, they gonna get a spin on my music or on my playlist for sure.
Yeah. Crucial Hendrix did a little project with Essie Jones that was fire.
Hey, yeah, they just him and Smiley G just dropped an album or a music video to their song Six Rings. Definitely go check that out, everybody. Yeah, and Big Chief and Crucial just dropped a video like 2 days ago to their to Crucial song Winning.
Yeah,
so definitely.
I saw that. I saw it to peep it, but I saw they dropped it.
Yeah, it's a nice video. Shout out to Dope Visions.
So if an artist is wanting to get a feature from you, what's the going rate for a feature?
Man, for real, like I'm like this. If an artist hits me up, I'm gonna tell them send me some of their music, and if I'm vibing with their music, or if they're good people, then I'm not even gonna charge them you know, on the feature side. Now, if I'm not vibing with them or anything like that, and I'm just not feeling their music, then 9 times out of 10 I probably won't even do a song. So like it either you get it for free or now don't get me wrong, if you catch me at the right moment and I don't fool with your music, I might be like, hey, send me 150 for a feature or something like that. You feel me? But most of the time, nah. It's either I'm feeling you or I'm not.
Let me give you two questions here kind of at once. If there was the mainstream artist you could get a feature from and money's not an issue, who would it be? And then follow that up with who would be like a producer in the game that you would like to work with one day?
On the on the on the artist side right now, if I had to choose one artist to do a song with, if I was going for my like just the passion of it and you know following my heart, E-40, that's my go. But if I'm going for like streams or something, Beyonce, let me get that feature or motherfucking Drake, something like that. But nah, E-40 would probably be my go-to person. And then on a producer side, I don't even know for real, for real. Just I mean, I might get a lot of feedback on this, but I'd like to go spend like do a 12-hour shift in the studio with Kanye. You feel me?
I mean, people can say what they want about Kanye
But
and his personal
on the music
stuff,
side,
but
yeah,
the music side, dude, it is great with production.
facts.
Who was it? My guy I just interviewed yesterday, Mantis. That was the first producer he named was Kanye.
Yeah, you know, you got to give props when props due.
So, I got my first game here for you called This or That.
Okay.
Present you two artists. You tell me which one you want to give spins to first. If you don't know their artist, just say pass and I'll cut it out in the final edit. All right. G Unit or Slaughterhouse?
G Unit.
Cardi B or Nicki Minaj?
Man, I'm gonna go. I know this ain't an option, but I'm gonna go to Brat. I'm gonna go to Brat, but not Nicki. Nicki.
XX Tentacion or Juice WRLD?
Juice.
Machine Gun Kelly or Kid Cudi?
Okay, is it Machine Gun Kelly now or like Machine Gun Kelly when he came out
Any
with like Till I
generation.
Die?
You can pick
All right,
any version.
I'll take MGK.
G-Eazy or Jack Harlow?
Ooh, I'm gonna go with G-Eazy just because he's from the Bay, and I get a song with him. I might be able to get a song with E-40.
Kevin Gates or Joyner Lucas?
Ooh, Gates.
Lupe Fiasco or Wale?
I ain't hip to either of them, so pass.
Wiz Khalifa or Young Thug?
Wiz.
Nelly or Akon?
Ooh, ooh, yeah, Akon, definitely.
Nardo Wick or Pooh Shiesty?
Pooh Shiesty, definitely.
Outkast or Wu-Tang?
Ooh, I ain't gonna lie. I want to get on the track with Method Man. Let me get Outkast.
Eminem or The Game?
I mean Eminem. It's hard to pick somebody over Eminem.
50 Cent or Jadakiss?
Yeah, me personally, I'm gonna pick Jada. Now 50 though, he got them bangers too. I ain't gonna say he ain't got nothing, no spins on my playlist.
E-40 or Twista?
E-40, and I ain't gonna lie, that's a hard one right there. Cause I mess with Twista too. Like that's my dog.
21 Savage or Kodak Black?
Kodak Black.
J. Cole or Kendrick?
Kendrick.
Tory Lanez or Chris Brown?
Chris Brown. Yeah, Chris Brown.
Bruno Mars or The Weeknd?
Ooh. Now you say if I like this is for like me listening to him, right?
Yep.
Ooh, now that it just depends on the vibe. If I'm in there cleaning, or if I'm cleaning, my house or something, I'm gonna listen to some Bruno Mars. So I'm trying to get, I'm trying to dance a little bit, get funky. But on a regular, probably The Weeknd.
Erica Badu or Lauryn Hill?
Lauryn Hill. Lauryn Hill.
Music Soul Child or Drew Hill?
Drew Hill. I see you coming with these questions too.
Jay-Z or Nas?
Jay-Z.
Tupac or Biggie?
Tupac. I told you.
Keith Sweat or Luther Vandross?
Ooh, damn. Ooh. Right now, I'm gonna pick Luther. Now, if you would ask me that yesterday or tomorrow, it might be Keith. You know what I'm saying? But right now, I'm gonna pick Luther.
Mobb Deep or UGK?
UGK.
Lil Wayne or Drake?
I'll probably listen to. I'll probably give Lil Wayne more spins than Drake.
Royce the 5'9" or Benny the Butcher?
Ooh, let me get Benny.
Gucci Mane or Jeezy?
Jeezy all the way. Jeezy, yeah.
T.I. or Ludacris?
Ooh, man, that two different vibes again, man. But on a regular, nah, y'all. You said T.I. Let me think. I'm probably gonna pick Luda. Yeah, definitely.
Gunna or G Herbo?
I'm gonna pick G Herbo, and the only reason I picked G Herbo is because Gunna was actually up in Ohio not too long ago and was supposed to come to a show that I was supposed to perform at, and he ended up not coming. So G Herbo. Old Vendettas.
Young Dolph or Nipsey Hussle?
Nipsey.
Lil Durk or Lil Baby?
Lil Dirt. Let me get Dirt.
Da Baby or Polo G?
Baby all the way.
Since you like R&B, Kalani or Summer Walker?
Ooh. Who was the first one? Let me get Sonny Walker.
ESTG or 42 Doug?
42. Definitely. Nah. Scratch that. Let me get ESTG. Matter of fact, I thought of a couple of his tracks.
This is a little more like kind of underground / mainstream. Hobson or Dizzy Wright?
I don't even know who the second person is, so Hobson.
Okay. Baby Keem or Jid?
Baby King.
The first one to give me a Baby Keem.
Baby
Everyone
King.
going Jid. Big Sean or Joey Badass?
Ooh. You would have asked me when I probably like 6 years ago, I probably would have said Big Sean, but Joey Badass.
Logic or Token?
I got to. Token, I don't know. I feel like he ain't got enough under his belt right now. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. So you said that you've been working with Lotus Media Group, correct?
Yeah, Odd Lotus Media.
Odd Lotus Media, thank you. How many music videos have you gotten to record so far?
Well, actually, I had one back in the day for my first song ever released, Rubber Bands, but me and the dude who filmed it, we had a fall out, so it got him taken down. But the song he was going to play right there, Spaz Out, is actually going to be the first music video that I recorded under her, and that is eventually going to be released. So this will be the first one, but she's actually, talk about her work a little bit. She just recorded Smiley G and Jay Business's music video to Jerry Rice. And she got a couple more planned up. I'm trying to think of what it was. I think she's doing one for Big Chief too. And yeah, this is actually Jerry Rice was actually her first music video, and she didn't do too bad. So she's she's building up. We're building up. So it's we found each other who's trying to find a team and support group, like I said. So we trying. But yeah, as of right now, we got one. I got one music video on the way.
Someone in the comments asked if you're on TikTok.
Yeah, I am on TikTok. Original Spaz, and it goes original underscroll and then Spaz with 3 Z's. So make sure you go follow me on TikTok and everything. Original Spaz on all platforms too. That's Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, Snapchat, wherever you're trying to find us. I actually got a new song called Real Smoker coming out 4/20 this year. Make sure you check it out. It's actually going to be the first song that I dropped this year. To be honest with you, like I said, keep it a $150. I actually I took a little hiatus or break on making music and recording music. I was always writing music, but focusing on this building and everything like that with the pod and being on the off season with the podcast, trying to get that up and running and how I wanted it. So I just been focusing on other things through the music aspect, but on music itself, I kind of fell back. So this is the first release that I've released probably in 5 months. So, and I got a lot more that's coming. So, and like I said, Shroom Vibes, hopefully he'll drop a mixtape this year too. Yeah, he's like I said, he's on Off the Books production. So he's hopefully dropping a mixtape this year too called Return of the King. So make sure y'all stay tuned for that.
That actually was kind of the next follow-up question was, how many tracks are you sitting on? Because a lot of artists will vault a lot of music. How much music, if you had to give a rough estimate, are you sitting on right now?
Am I sitting on right now?
Stuff that you plan on dropping, not stuff that you just completely have scratched out.
Trying to think. I don't know. Songs like song wise, I probably got like the 100%. I probably got like 4 or 5 songs that are 100%. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, bangers. You know what I'm saying? Like they gonna be, yeah, they ready to record. I probably got I got 2 songs actually right now that I just released or that I just recorded, and so they can actually be released anytime. But I probably got like around 6 to 10 songs that are in the works. It's gonna be recording and then in this year either drop with a project or some singles or however I do it. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I'm actually gonna drop a album in a sense this year. Like a longer project because Genesis, it was 13 songs long, so I kind of want to do like smaller EP type deals. You know what I'm saying?
Like 7, 8 tracks.
Singles. Yeah, and light stuff like that instead of 13 songs. So,
I advise smaller albums just because people's attention spans are a lot smaller nowadays.
Yes,
they're more likely to listen to an 8-track album than a 13-track album.
Definitely.
Some questions in the comments here. If you were asking if my platform's on TikTok, it is, but I deleted the app because I had a problem with TikTok of getting on there and then wasting an hour of my day scrolling. So I deleted the app, but my platform is on there. I just don't post on there. And they also asked, do you like to collab with new artists?
Like I said, if anybody wanted to collab, they hit me up, send me the links. I'll check out their music. If I'm feeling it, I'm definitely going to collab and definitely want to collab. If I'm not feeling it, probably not going to, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm always down to work, so definitely.
What would be some advice you'd give to younger you or a younger person wanting to start pursuing making music?
Consistency. One thing I will say to them, you know what I'm saying? Like, and with that being said, not just on whatever you're doing, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you're fucking digital or a graphic designer, stay consistent with the cover art to the flyers that you're making. A videographer, if you're making videos, keep on doing, keep on releasing content, because it's the age of nowadays where it's the age of 30-second videos or a minute-long videos, and people get forgotten in weeks. So you got to you got to be a content creator, you know what I'm saying? So you got to stay consistent. And I say, just just remember, I don't know, just remember how people do you. You feel me? And don't don't let people, you know, fool you over in this game, because that's a lot of people gonna try to do that, work you over. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, just stay consistent with it. Keep on doing what you try to do. And if you're trying to do something, go at it and do it. Don't just try, just do.
Good advice, man. What would you say is your idea of making it in the music industry?
All right, so I might have a hot take on this, on the making it side. To me, making it, like, yeah, it's, you know, it's my dream in a sense to, you know, be the biggest rapper, you know, be number one on billboards and everything. But really my dream is to be well off, you know what I'm saying? To where when I get up, my dream is to where when I'm 30, in my 30s, I can chill back and not do nothing. I can relax, you know what I'm saying? So to me, yeah, like, to me, making it is to where, all right, like, for example, with this building start jumping and everything, to where I ain't got to work, to where I ain't got to worry about money, you know what I'm saying? But that's a long way, because, you know, you're going to be worrying about some money until you got a lot of money, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's just, to me, that's making it, just not having to worry about financial problems and shit like that. That's the main breaker in life on everything. If you ain't got the financial backing for anything, then you ain't gonna get nowhere. Like I said, invest not only time, but you're gonna have to invest some money too. So yeah.
Sorry, I was trying to see. I was curious if I was able to find how much E-40 charges for a feature.
Oh yeah, I don't even know about that.
I know to book them for an event is $75,000 to $150,000. So
E-40 said they charge $50 tickets. Shoot, got charged more than that. I actually just seen another person who another like old school person, Face Mob, Scarface.
oh, yeah.
I mess with him heavy, and he actually, like, from way back in the day when he was on Ghetto Boys. So like he performed at Scully's in Columbus not too long ago, and actually like a couple months before that I performed at Scully's, but I had a show and everything, so I couldn't go to the Scarface one. But that's somebody who I mess with too heavy, Scarface.
Trying to find this website for you. I'll send you a link to a website called Indie Amplify. I don't know if you know who Futuristic is, but he's like,
Yeah, I remember Futuristic. I remember back in the day when he was coming up doing them little nerdy raps, walking up to people.
his website is like a place where a lot of artists that are lower, like underground artists and stuff, you can book features with them through his website.
Oh, okay.
And there's like a lot of cheaper ones too, and you can like look them up to see like what their following's like and stuff like that to like really get it. Like you can get a Chris Calico feature for 3 bands.
Actually, that's crazy. Me and my brother Shroom Vibes, we actually got a song with Chris Calico. Me, my brother, and him me and my brother and Chris Calico. It's called No Capis. We need to re-record our parts, and then my brother and Thrizzy, my bad. But my brother and Thrizzy actually have a song with Ritz, and then my brother has another song that he paid for with Chris Calico, and I think he was going to throw Andy D on there. So yeah, definitely. Shout out Shroom Bobs. He's making big moves when it comes to, you know, getting these, you know, bigger name features.
Yeah, there's like quite a few people on here. Oh wow, that's actually on sale. I'm going to send this to somebody. Sorry, I get wrapped up every time I start looking at this page because there's a lot of like bigger named people on here that have pretty cheap fucking features. To be honest with you, it's almost surprising. But
surprised what you find if you look. You feel me?
What change do you want to see in your community? And by that, I mean like the community in which you live, like there in Sydney.
What was the question again?
What change do you want to see in your community there in Sydney?
I mean, for real, like the change I want to see is like kids growing up in my situation, having things to go to and do. Man, in my town in Sydney, there is nothing to do besides go get in trouble, and for literally the only thing in my town for kids to do is go get in trouble and get high on drugs. So like, and you know, I'd love to see that. So kind of what we're doing it with Off the Books Studios and Lounge. The lounge part is, people can come. We got a pool table, a slot machine. We intend on getting arcade games. So where eventually, and when we had the block party, we rented a bounce house. So therefore the kids could come out and stuff. So like, yeah, we actually had a shout out my dude Young Money, TRP. He actually had his nephew come up and perform. So like, we're trying to, I don't know, we just trying to give kids something to do besides the things that they only got to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
About the situations that I was in, me and my brother.
Back to your community.
Yes, sir.
That's important. So, the last segment I got here before we go over some of your music is the Am I the Asshole segment, where I'll read you a passage from the Am I the Asshole Reddit, and you'll give me your feedback on the post.
A lot of people think I'm an asshole.
This one is titled, Would I Be the Asshole for Asking a Boy's Family for an Item that he borrowed from me before he died? So I'm a 14-year-old male, and almost 3 weeks ago I let a boy in one of my classes at school borrow my sweater. He said he'd give it back to me after his mom did laundry. But unfortunately, a few days after this happened, he was killed in a bad car accident. Obviously, I knew it wasn't okay to say anything before his funeral, but now it's been a couple of weeks, and I'm wondering if it would be okay to go to his family and ask them for my sweater. The main reason that I'm not sure if it's okay to ask is because I've never met his family at all, and I don't think they even know who I am. I knew this boy from being in school together, but we weren't friends or anything. I did ask my older sister for advice, but she said that if it were her, she wouldn't ask because she would be worried about upsetting the boy's family. And I do agree that it was just... I do agree that if it was just any random piece of clothing, I wouldn't bother asking at all, but this is a sweater that I got on an important trip, and it has the name of the place where I stayed, so I do care about getting it back. I only let him borrow it because it was an emergency. Would I be the asshole?
Heck nah. Go get your sweater back. That's how I feel about it. I mean, you ain't being disrespectful. Hey, I'm gonna let your son borrow my sweater. Can I please get it back? You feel me? I mean, no, I don't think that's being an asshole. I mean, it just depends on how you go about it. You know what I'm saying?
That's kind of where I sit on it. Like, it really just depends on how you act. Yeah, like, don't just... Yeah. I need my shit.
Yeah.
Like,
you go up,
my
hey, man.
condolences on your loss. I let your son borrow my sweater a few months ago.
Yeah.
Can I get that
about your son? Let me get my sweater back. Nah. But yeah, it just depends how you how you approach the situation.
I agree. So let me pull up your music here. All right. So we'll go back to... We'll start with your song Jealousy. What was the creative process behind Jealousy?
Man, so, all right, with Jealousy, I had just moved into the house I'm living at now. Just before Genesis and all that, I'm upstairs in my bedroom. Then like a year later, I ended up moving my studio down to our man cave. But I was up in my bedroom. I probably locked that door and was probably up in there for 2 days straight, only coming out to eat and use the bathroom. And I was just in there making music just because it was my first time really trying to engineer, you know what I'm saying? So I'm in there trying to get my sound down, learn how to record and mix. And after the 2 days, there was more songs, but the only song that really caught my eye that I wanted to release and that my dude Big Mike was fucking with was Jealousy. And boom, I actually made it's not the best cover art, but shit, I was fucking, doing what I had to do, and I made the cover art and released this song. And then I ended up releasing it some years later on all platforms. So yeah, make sure y'all go check that out.
And then you have a remix that you released following that called the John Blaze remix.
Yeah.
Featuring Bishop Lanier. What was the creative process behind this and the story behind it being a remix? Because it's not, the original isn't on Spaz.
Well, the remix is actually like Nas, Big Pun, Fat Joe's on there, and it was one of them songs where I don't know, I was just, that song right there I fucks with heavy. So, and my dude Bishop Lanier, he actually, shout out to him, he was actually the first person to record me. So he was the first person to mix and master my vocals on rubber bands, and he's from New York, Buffalo. Shout out Buffalo. So when I heard that beat, and I don't know the exact day that I heard it, but man, when I heard that beat and I heard it by itself, I just knew like, man, I got to record something. And I was like, I was gonna get my dude Tavio on there, and I was listening to it, and I was like, nah, that's that New York vibe. So I hit up my dude Meech, and boom. And the cover art, I made again that cover art. I made the song itself. I recorded the song at Thrizzy's. So shout out Thrizzy's or Thrizzy. Bishop Lanier went there, and I call him Meech, but Meech went there and recorded his part. Yeah, and I felt honored to get a song by him because, like I said, he was the first person to record me, and he's kind of at the stage in his music where he looks at music where he's doing music like he got a reason behind each song that and he got a reason behind each song and a message, like a positive message that he's trying to reach out for each person. So like he takes music. It's like he's one of them people who like his like he takes music very seriously. Like it's in his soul type thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like he ain't doing it for money or fame or anything. He's doing music to do it. And yeah, and he don't hardly do features at all. So like when he blessed me with that, I think it's like 20 or 22 bars. Shout out to him. That's my dude.
I'll backtrack a little bit here on time to the earlier stages of 2021 for your song Spaz Out. What was the creative process behind that?
Man, with Spaz Out, it's like, to me, every artist has that song. Like I'm sure if I said an artist's name like DaBaby, you have that one song of DaBaby's that pops in your head. Or if you listen to, I don't know if you listen to E-40 or Drake, you have that song that is Drake. You know what I'm saying? You hear it and it's like, oh, that's Drake or that's Lil Baby or whatever. With Spaz Out, it was I was trying to kind of find, at that time I was doing shows out there at the Phoenix, and that's when I was kind of going to getting my engineering done at lower grade places. I was kind of doing it too. So my vocals and everything and my mixing and mastering wasn't all the way up. And that was the first song that I went to Thrizzy's and recorded to Spaz Out. So I went and did that, and really it's just kind of letting people, when I would perform that song, that was the main thing about it. When I perform that song, it's just the energy that I give off and everything. It's just, trying like expressing who original Spaz is in this song. You know what I'm saying? Like not expressing who he is, but if you listen to this song, you're going to be like, that's original Spaz right there. You know what I'm saying? And that's the feedback I get from it. Like Smiley G, he says that's my trademark song right there. That's the song that makes me who I am. So, and then one day, I'm be on the lookout. We're recording the video for that song April 8th. Anybody who wants to come, we're actually doing an all-day event April 8th at Off the Book Studios. We're going to be giving away. It's a free barbecue. Come through, get free food. We're going to be doing because it's also a sending away party for Big Chief. I told you before he has surgery. And you said you talked to him, so you know all about that. So he's actually having surgery and stuff. So we're making it an all-day event where it's kind of sending him off until he comes back in surgery. And we're recording my Spaz Out music video. And we're having an after party where any artist during the day, if you're an artist, you can come through and you can perform for free. If you don't want to perform, then we'll play some of your songs and put it in rotation. But we're going to be having spade tournaments, domino tournaments, 2K tournaments, Madden tournaments, UFC tournaments. So it's just, it's like I said, one of them things where we're trying to, give back to the community, show supporting the community so, they support us too. So, yeah, anybody who wants to come out. Sydney, Ohio, 223 East Court Street, downtown. Yeah, and we're actually, the Miami County Relay for Life, we're sponsoring too. I'm trying to think of the exact date. They got cook sales coming up that we're hosting in our building. But yeah, the Relay for Life Miami County Off the Books is a sponsor for that, and Odd Lotus Media. That's actually like I said, that's like our partner. So we're they got us through with the sponsorship. Yeah, matter of fact, the bake sale for that is April 28th, which is the day before we have Key Money and Lambo Swerve coming up to headline Big Mike's birthday bash. Yeah, there's a lot. We got a lot planned for this year.
Then that brings us to your album Genesis.
Yes.
It's a 13-track album.
Yes, sir. That's, man, that Genesis right there. They got some bangers on there. Couple of my solo songs like 2 a.m. and True Story. You know, you listen to them and it tells the story of, you know, who I am and everything. That True Story, it actually tells the story of me getting told on and my house getting busted and then going through the court situations. And then I talk about on that song where when I was on felony probations, I wasn't supposed to be in bars, but I was at bars performing. And people actually took photos of me and Big Mike and sent them to our POs. And I actually had to go do a weekend in jail for performing at a show. Like I don't drink like that. You feel me? So I wasn't out there actually drinking. So I got thrown in jail for performing music. So I talk about that in True Story. 2 a.m. on there. I think it's song number 4. But 2 a.m. I talk about my grandma Slim, which is Big Mike's mom. We the year before I'd taken care of her. She passed away, and I helped take care of her while she was going through that and everything. And it talks about that. It's actually dedicated to her and my uncle Lamont, aka Black Cat. So he died at like a couple months later after her. He actually got killed. So the song is dedicated to them and everything. And then I have songs like Trenches and Frontlines where it kind of gets on more of the street side of me. Then I have like songs like Circle Empty where it kind of tells the story of how, you know, coming up in that song Circle Empty, it's letting people know like when you coming up in this music game, it's hard to find that group of supporters. So most of the time your circle going to be empty. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know, on that, trying to think, I got a song on there called Please Don't Miss Cypher, actually.
Yeah.
And it has.
Ask about that. I had a couple certain songs I was going to ask about. Before we do the Please Don't Miss Cypher.
All right, my bad. I'm rushing.
No, you're good. You're good, man. Yeah, I'll let you take the lead. I just don't want to skip over things because I'll fucking forget.
Yeah.
So you got the song that I was playing before the interview started of Get the Bag with Andy D. What was the creative process behind that?
Man, it's actually crazy. Twan the Beatmaker, shout out to Twan the Beatmaker and Ant Beats. They did a lot of beats on my album. But Twan the Beatmaker sent me that beat, and we was in contact for a while. I got it, and I actually had Get the Bag and Trenches. I actually had probably for a year and a half before I released it, like a rough draft for the hook and everything, right? The hook was completely different on Get the Bag and Trenches. I was doing it. Then when I met Young Money TRP and he introduced me to Smiley, we did Trenches. But with Get the Bag, I actually went and recorded it. And I was sitting there and I was listening to it, and Thrizzy actually forgot to cut out because that's where I went and recorded my whole album. He did the cover art and everything for Genesis. I'd recorded all 13 songs through Thrizzy. But at the end of Get the Bag, he forgot to cut out the third verse. So when I was riding home, I was listening to it, and the third verse was just open and empty. Just so happened at the same time I post online like, man, I think I recorded the last song that I want to put on my album, and Andy D commented on there like, hey, hit me up. So he ended up calling like 5 minutes later on my way back home and was like, hey, I'm trying to get on a song. I was like, well, that's crazy because I just seen a part where at the end of one of my songs, Get the Bag, there's an opening. I was like, so if you up to it, because he was already, no. So, yeah, I was like, so if you up to it, meet me at the studio. So him, Young Money TRP, and Big Chief meet me at the studio down at Thrizzy's. And while we're down there at Thrizzy's, and me and Thrizzy was recording our song together, Big Chief, Young Money TRP, and Andy D hopped on a song with me, and that created the cipher. So kind of creating Get the Bag led into creating the cipher.
That's pretty dope. And then the last one I had a question about was Freakin' to Sheets featuring Jive.
Yeah, that's kind of my club female turn up song, you know what I'm saying? That song right there. Another one, I had that for a couple months, but like I said, it was me singing on the hook. And it was actually, the hook was actually a lot different. And when I was like, man, I want to feature on it, and I'll hit up Jive. We was at the studio at Thrizzy's, and we was at the studio, and he's like, all right, what you working with? I spit it to him, and he's like, all right, let me see it. He wrote it down, and like 20 minutes later, he came back, and he's like, what you think of this? Well, actually, he didn't ask me. He asked Thrizzy. He's like, what's this sound like? And he listened to it, recorded it, threw on them double ups. And when I listened to it, like when they cleaned it up and, you know, played it back for me, that shit was crispy as fuck. So I kept it. You feel me? Yeah, yeah. Andy, shout out Andy D. That actually, he talks about that being one of his favorite songs off my album. Besides Get the Bag.
And then that brings us to your last release of last year, Trap Stars featuring Tavio Gotta Get It. What was the creative process behind that track?
Man, actually with that, keep it a buck 50. For a while there, me and Tavio had a little falling out, but that's like my brother, so we end up coming back. We just now becoming to where we cool again. You know what I'm saying? But back in the day, when that was recorded and shit, he came up here and stayed in my in the studio in my man cave and actually stayed the whole weekend with me. And it wasn't even on no like music shit. We was just mostly kicking it. We ended up recording like 2 songs, and the only song that out of them 2 songs that got released was Trap Stars. So like yeah, so it was just me, him, his brother, Big Mike, and and my dude, Top Flight Security. We be booking him for all our shows. If y'all need any security needs, make sure y'all hit up Top Flight. And so it was just me and him over here on the weekend on the artist side, and that song ended up just popping up through the weekend, and boom. And with that song, I released it, but like a month or so later, actually, I made the lyric video myself, and I edited the lyric video myself. It was the first time I ever made a lyric video. I was just doing some experiment, and it actually turned out all right. So I, figured I was like, why not? So I released it, and yes, y'all can go check out the song on all platforms and the lyric video itself on YouTube. But yeah, man, we was just kicking it, and all good vibes that weekend. That's what that was, and that's what came from it. Trap Stars. So, and actually, funny thing about that, now that I think about it, Trap Stars, if you listen to it, Trap Stars, the hook of it, and the hook of it, I kind of took Spaz out, because I start Spaz out, yes sir, I trap hard, I'm a trap star. So I kind of took the first 2 bars of Spaz out and retwisted them into a hook, and then in the first verse, or in my verse of Trap Stars, I say, Spaz out, cash out, I'm finna show these hoes what a max about. So really Spaz out, like we was listening to Spaz out when I heard my song Spaz Out, and then I heard that beat and inspired Trap Stars. So, that's just a little, fun fact about it, I guess.
All right, man. I'm going to give you the floor. Plug anything you got going on and coming up.
Yeah, so like I said, we got, just a little quick rundown again. We got April 8th off the Book Studios is hosting the Spaz Out music video and after party / Big Chief sending home, party to where, he's going to have surgery and everything. So come through, get yourself a free burger, free hot dog, get yourself in the Madden tournament. We having a 2K and a UFC tournament on Xbox. We having a Spade and Dominoes tournament. Then the week after that, Off the Books is actually going to make a guest appearance down on the 23rd. We're going to make a guest appearance down there at, what up, DP? I was just about to talk about Columbus. We coming down there to Columbus to support Key Money. DP on there talking about Little Bro. That's my dude from Columbus I told you about. Make sure y'all go check out his song Stepping on Next. And what's that other song called? Snowfall. Make sure y'all go check that out on all platforms. But we're going to be in his city, Columbus, at Scully's, just supporting her and everything. And that's actually the weekend of Big Mike's birthday. So we're going to be down there. And then the week after that, at the 29th, the 28th, we're having a bake sale at Off the Book Studios. Address is 223 East Court Street, Sydney, Ohio. The day after that, and the bake sales for the Relay for Life for Miami County. Then the day after that, the 29th, we got Big Mike's birthday bash 3.0. So, and hopefully, we want to do 5 of them. So eventually, on the 5th one, we're planning on doing that being the last one. But this one has Key Money Music, and the whole Columbus crew headlining. We got Lambo Swerve and his whole crew headlining, and Crucial Hendrix headlining. Then we're gonna have a couple other people, like DP's gonna be performing, my dude Smiley, and then trying to think, May, we're probably gonna take another trip up to Sandusky, Ohio, and perform up there. And actually, April 4th, I'm starting up Vibin with Ohio Season 2, Episode 1. So anybody who's wanting to, if you're an artist in your music to Vibin with Ohio, will vibe with it. Going to eventually get a radio station for Vibin with Ohio where your music can be played on the radio. And we're going to be doing interviews and everything. Like I said, love to get you on the podcast and do an interview. And yeah, man, and different, we got a lot of stuff planned. Some stuff we have planned, but we haven't really talked about, and we're talking about it now. We're going to put it in works. We want to do some type of tour, maybe not this year, but probably next year. We're going to put our tour together ourselves, where we're going to be going from like Michigan, Indiana, through Ohio, and down in through Kentucky and Tennessee. And then also we just want to do some, I don't know how many people will be interested in this, but we was also wanting to do something when it was actually us and Big Chief who was wanting to do it around the end of September, early October, when it ain't, when it's not getting cold yet, and do like a festival, like a weekend festival, Friday and Friday night, Saturday night, and Sunday. We're gonna get a big ass, just like a festival, rent a bunch of get a bunch of DJs, book a bunch of artists, rent a giant ass lot, rent out camper lots and everything for people. So that's just some stuff that we plan on, putting together. So be on the lookout for that. And like I said, this year heavy, this summer I'm coming heavy with music. So make sure y'all be ready for that, because like I said, I took a little hiatus, took a little break off the music side, music making itself. But I'm finna come hard with the music that I got coming out here soon. Like I said, Real Smoker, April 20th drops. It's the first release to this year, so make sure y'all go check that out too. You can go pre-save that right now too. So yeah, that's about it. That's all I could think of off the top of my head. That was a lot, a lot to run by real fast. And also sometime in this month or so, I plan on having going down there to Industry Night down in the city, Dayton. Performing down there. It's just, we got a lot going on. So, that's one thing I don't like about having a building, is that now I can't do all the shows I used to do because we're throwing shows or having events at our building, so it kind of interferes with it. But yeah, other than that, we got the Relay for Life and stuff like that. So if y'all follow me on Facebook or Instagram, I'm mostly on Facebook, but if y'all go follow me on Facebook under Original Spaz or Michael Browning, then if you just type in Original Spaz, you'll find me. But you'll see everything that got coming up. So yeah, I got a lot coming up. I stay busy, so it's a lot to go through.
All right. Well, everyone on YouTube, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. All of Original Spaz's links will be in the description below. His IG, I'll link his Facebook page, his Spotify, his Apple Music, and his YouTube channel. Make sure you tap in with him. Give him a follow.
Hey, make sure y'all go follow Overlook, you know what I'm saying? Giving opportunities like this out to artists and everything like that. I appreciate the opportunity.
Hey, man.
So, it's all love.
Appreciate that. I appreciate you coming on here and giving me your time, man.
Heck yeah, like I said, I want you on the podcast sometime, so we definitely gonna have to work about something like that.
All right, sounds good.
All right. I'm gonna go cook some chicken fajitas. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, because I'm also the Original Spaz, but I'm also Chef Spaz. You know what I'm saying? So, all right, y'all. Appreciate it.
Easy.
Yep, you too.